Welcome to BootPrints.tv. I'm your host, Troy McCormick, and today we're on Green River Lake in central Kentucky, crappie fishing. Let's join up with our guide and spend a day out on the water.
On this lake, 12 months out of the year, you can catch them fishing just like we're fishing here. Now, can you catch them other ways? Sure. You know, in the spring of the year when the fish migrate up and spawn, I love to fish a bobber. I love to see that bobber go down. I like to go to bed at night and see that bobber in my dreams, you know, going under. There's just something about that bobber. I guess it brings back a childhood or something, but I love to see that. But this is a one way that you can catch a fish year round on this lake. You also catch them crankbaits, you know, you can long line, but you can take this method right here, fish year round, and catch you a mess of fish just like we're going to today.
Pretty good. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's good.
Find that tail.
That's pretty good fish for green right there. About 11-inch crappie. It's pretty good. Well, they're pretty. White. Look there. Look how pretty that fish is.
I see.
About what size is that?
That's about 11-incher. That's a typical fish here on green. Great eating.
Nice and fat.
Beautiful fish. We're starting to get a few blacks, but mostly what we'll catch today will be whites.
And you were telling me earlier, how many of these do you take out of the lake every year?
I take out about 10,000 keepers. Normally on a guided trip, we'll catch about 150, 175 fish. We have a 20 a person limit per person. And you'll see that today. Hey, we'll get 60 today.
There we go.
Still got it? Yeah.
That's a pretty decent fish. Yeah.
Oh, you got your other pole hook, don't you?
Yeah, it's pinching. There you go.
Let you out the line. Another little keeper. That's number 10 for this morning.
Perfect already there.
And they're tight in that brush too. You gotta be right there at the edge of it.
Yeah.
And that's because they're pulling the lake. That's the reason they're tight.
Yeah.
And normally that you wouldn't think they would lay on this side of it, because it's the same side as the dam. You know, you'd think they'd be laying on the other side, which I guess that they're pulling that current through there and they're just laying on this side of that brush and ambushing them minnows and stuff that's coming through. But it seems like everything we've caught's been on the back side of this brush pile.
So we're looking at a down view.
This is a sonar. This is the down image.
And those are all fish.
Those are crappie right there. Looks. Oh yeah, that's a pretty good one right there.
That's a nice size fish.
Yeah, that's a good fish right there. It's about a 11 and a half, 11 and 3/4.
That's good.
Pretty crappie, boy. Beautiful fish.
And what'd you catch that one on?
Caught that one on a Captain Coleman double minnow rig made by B&M. And let me show you a little bit right here. Let me toss this one in the live well. Got a number 2 hook right here. Come up 8 inches. It's got an egg sinker. And then come up 22 inches, got another hook. The advantage of this is you're targeting 2 different depths, water depths. Now these, B&M makes these in 4 different sizes. Today we're fishing the 3/8. Oh, Ken just missed one. So that's the rig that we're using today on a 12-foot B&M crappie wizard rod with a 4-pound gamma line. We'll get back in the water and catch another one.
You bet.
Get a pretty good bite right there. Yeah. Yeah.
Take this.
Oh, that's a nice one too.
And we can hold those up together.
Yeah. Yeah, and this would be a great time to show you the difference between a black crappie and a white crappie. You know, I told you this morning when we first got started that we're starting to get a few black crappie in the lake. There's 3 species of crappie that I know of in this world. And there's a black crappie, there's a white crappie, and then there's what they call a black nose. Now we're lucky, we've got all three of them right here in Green River Lake. I got two of them to show you right now, and I'll show you the difference in them, okay? This one right here is a black crappie. This one right here is a white. Now you can tell there's a couple different ways you can tell. Look the way the marks are vertical like this. Look at these, they just got specks all over it. All right, look at the dorsal fins. The black crappie has 8 to 9 short dorsal fins, where the white only has 5 or 6. So the difference between the black and the white right there. Also, the third one I was talking about, which don't know if we'll catch one today, is what they call a black nose. It's literally got a black streak right down through here. It goes out to the lip. So that's your little tip for your 3 different types of species of crappie, and we're lucky enough to have all 3 of them right here in Green River Lake.
The keeper. Yeah. Look at that. I think you do gotta be right on the edge of that stuff.
Tell you what, Troy, right there is an important thing when it comes to crappie fishing. These fish here are tight to the brush. They're pulling the lake. The lake's in a turnover right now. It's tough fishing, but one of the keys is we're using these long rods. They're made by B&M. They're IM7 graphite. These are the 12-foot crappie wizard rods, and I'm telling you, if a fish breathes on it, you got all kinds of movement in the tip. This fish right here, about a 9 3/4 inch crappie, just barely touched that hook right there, and I could tell it with this rod. So that's a little tip today for you that will help you catch more fish.
Good action.
Hey.
Yeah.
Good,
Keepers.
good eating size right there. Green River Lake crappie.
David, tell us just a little bit about the lake itself. How deep is it? How big is it? Just some kind of general characteristics.
Okay, Green River Lake is an 8,200 acre lake. It was impounded in the 60s, and it was technically built for flood control, but it has turned into one of the best crappie lakes in the United States. This lake average depth is about 30 foot, 25 to 30. The deepest part on the lake is down around the dam, which is 90 foot. And it's got a couple rivers and creeks that flows on each end that supplies it with the water. It's a Corps of Engineer lake, so there's no houses on the lake, there's no docks on the lake, which can be a plus, can be a negative, but very clear lake. Not as clear as some lakes, but it's very clear, and just got some wonderful fishing in it.
Oh, it really does. We're out today, Green River Lake, and it is an impounded reservoir basically for the Corps of Engineers, but it is crappie heaven.
It sure
What
is.
makes it such a crappie paradise?
Well, I don't know that I can answer that, and I've talked to some of the biologists around here, and I don't know that they can answer that. We've got a 9-inch size limit, a 20 a day, and technically they'll say a 9-inch fish on Green River Lake is 2 years old. So, but we don't have some of the monsters like Grenada or Sardis or something like that. But like I said earlier, there was a 3.36 caught out of this lake this summer. But a pound fish, 3/4 pound fish is average on this lake, and very seldom do you come here that you don't catch a mess of fish.
And we've caught a few black crappie, mostly predominantly the white crappie, and they are all that 9-10 inch good eating size. We've caught some that are 11-inch. And how big have you caught here before?
The biggest fish I've ever seen out of this lake, and I grew up on this lake, fished it my whole life, was this summer was a 3.36 black. And I was fortunate enough to catch that in a tournament.
And you're out here. David, tell us just a little bit about what it is that you do. I mean, you're an outfitter, fishing guide. How many trips do you take a year? How many days are you out here on this lake?
Well, I spend, between 125 to 200 a year out here guiding, and I run it's called Green River Lake Crappie Trips, www.greenriverlakecrappietrips.com, all one word, and I'm strictly a crappie guide.
Okay.
And I don't fish for anything else, but and if you came here and fished like you are today and seen this, you see why that I mean, there's just something about that thump. I never
Right.
get tired of it. I never get tired of catching those things. You know, we just came off a brush pile just now that was loaded
yeah,
with them. You know, I mean, covered up with them just fast as we could put it in. All right, here you go. Take it.
That's a good one. Better one. Gooder one.
You started with pole 3, then 2, now 1.
Huh.
All right. Tell me about the fishing here, Ken.
Fishing's been pretty good here. We got, how many we got now? 20?
25.
25, and it's still early. I thought I dipped it in the water and the fish dipped it. It's a good one.
That's a good one. Damn, hold on. Let me get the net.
Oh! It just slipped right out of his mouth.
Man, that's probably the best one, wasn't it?
I don't know. I don't know if he's good.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's why they call them paper mouse. Oh, you got another?
Yeah.
You got one right here. It's not,
Another
not,
giant
not
right
as
there.
good as what he had before. It's keeper, though.
Yeah. Fatty.
Man.
Yeah, he just was barely hooked.
Yeah.
That just slipped right out of his mouth. I didn't give it no slack or nothing. It just slipped.
You got the
Oh, that's
line
not
tied
good.
up and rod up, and
Right here it is. I got one, and Ken's got one over here, too. That's a pretty good fish
Yeah,
there.
pretty good one.
You got a good
you
one?
got a good one.
Man,
Look at that.
there's a double right there.
Oh, nice
Hold it up a little
double.
higher. There we go, like that.
Yeah. There you go, but that's about 11-inch crappie here, and Ken's got, well, probably 10 and a half. I got you on size this time, Ken.
Yeah. What'd you get yours on?
Your double minnow rig
Nice a Southern Pro with a minnow, tip with a minnow.
and a baby bass color.
Baby bass.
That looks great, guys.
Good looking fish right there.
Yeah.
guys.
And that puts us about what, 28?
That puts me at 29.
Yeah.
Hold on just one second.
Can't see him. That sun.
I ain't hear him.
Feels good.
There we go.
Yeah, you swam up, swallowing it.
You need to do something with your middle poke.
That's a fish.
Is it?
No, well, it was.
I got one.
Down in it.
Good boy. Not a monster that time, but a good eating fish out here.
Pretty good double, you guys.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, Ken, you got me this time, buddy. Size wise.
Yeah.
So we fished today. We got 3 rods out each.
Mhm.
Each one of us had a double minnow rig.
Yes.
We also each had what? We had 2 other kinds of baits.
Well, normally the great bait for this lake is a Southern Pro. It's called a minnow tube, okay, in a baby bass color, and we tip that with crappie nibbles. Now we caught a lot of fish today on that.
We
Didn't
did.
catch as many
Right.
as a double minnow rig, but we caught a lot of fish on that. So, and then the other thing that we all had a slab commander made by Tack Pack out of Louisville, Kentucky, and we tipped it with minnows and caught quite a few fish on that. We switched colors a little bit when the sun came out, and that helped. That produced a few more fish, but the ticket today was that double minnow rig.
We're here with crappie guide David Jones on Green River Lake in central Kentucky. And man, we've got some crappie fishing today.
There,
Yeah.
man.
Whoa. Yeah, it's a good one. Them heavier ones are harder to swing to you. A little nicer.
Sorry to get him over there in the sun. You know, the crappie are hitting just enough that we're filling the live well. These white crappie with a few black mixed in, really giving us a treat. And they're going to be a treat tonight too if we cook them up.
Keep your pole up high. There you go. Just There you go.
I got it.
All right.
We didn't hit the 1 pound mark yet, but we're putting them in the live well for supper.
That's a keeper, but it ain't. Oh, that's pretty good.
Oh yeah, nice fish.
Good fish. B&M poles, Captain Coleman double minnow rig, gamma line. Good day on the water.
I was turned around watching you. I looked back like zip was bouncing.
Was it?
Yep. Nothing like trading one pole that was caught on the bottom with one that's got a fish on it.
Hey, that's a good guide right there.
That's right. Pass me the pole with a fish on it.
Yeah. That's... Now, let me have that and I'll put it over here out of the way.
They seem to be running pretty good size. That what, 9 to 10 inch probably.
Some of yeah. We got.
There's a lot of water we're catching here. But we've also had quite a few over, around that 11 inch range.
Yeah, and a couple will probably 12s. Not a bad.
Well, that's a good one.
Not a bad one there. Double minnow rig. That's been the ticket today, boy. Got a few on plastic, but probably 80% of our fish today's been on this double minnow rig.
It's a great day. I live on Kentucky Lake, and this lake compares to Kentucky Lake easy. We caught a lot of fish today, and it's 11 o'clock. We had our limit, and it's just been a great day fishing.
It sure has. You know, I know Kentucky Lake's kind of going through a little rough time right now with the Asian carp and stuff like that, and I've heard a lot of people say Green River Lake is now their new home lake when it comes to crappie fishing. So, and you've seen that today, man. It's just, it's unbelievable.
Yes. Yeah. I was amazed at how quick we got our limits for sure, and the day's just been beautiful, and like you said, with the turnover and all that, I mean, you couldn't ask for nothing better than that with you know, the fall turnover and pulling the water out of the lake. It really can affect the fish a lot. So that says something for if it was a great day of fishing. It don't get much better than that.
No. And you know what? How can you beat a day like this? I mean, it's beautiful. This is what I get up for early in the mornings. This is what I live for. I mean, look, the leaves are starting to change on the trees. Not much wind today. We got a box full of crappie. Good people, good times, man. That's what life's about.
And this is my favorite time to be on the lake.
Oh, I'm telling you, people. You know, I can remember when I was a kid, I was taught when I was a kid, you know, as soon as the spawn's over with, you put your crappie poles up. It's over. Man, that's the furthest thing from the truth. You know, they're going to bite year round. So let's catch them year round. Let's go.
You know, let's talk about it just for a minute. We're in the 3rd week of October, and the weather is spectacular today. Blue sky. Temperature was 39 this morning when we came out. The sun wasn't up yet. We're probably up, what, 50, you think, degrees maybe?
Probably a little warmer.
Maybe a little warmer than that. So this is good crappie fishing now, but you've kind of got good crappie fishing year round.
We have it year round. I mean, whether you want to come out here in July or whether you want to come here Christmas Day, we're going to catch fish year round. Very few times out of the year that you don't come here and catch them as fish. Got two.
Got 2 at the same time. Look at this.
Here we go, guys. Right there is what you call 2 riding in the same car. That's Captain Coleman double minnow rig right there, guys.
That's hard to beat right there. You said it just as I saw it. Look at here.
Man, these are good fish. Good eating size fish right here, boy. Ooh, that doggy, that right there is going to be pushing.
Well, there's a different way of doubling up now.
Yep.
You doubled up 2 on one line, and now we doubled up 2 poles.
You got one on your third pole.
No, I bumped it with my leg.
Okay.
Look at there.
This is Green River Lake crappie. David told me that it was the best crappie, and it tastes better than other lakes. And you know, I didn't believe it, but I do now. All this is fried with is cornmeal, and it's the best crappie I ever ate.
This is the best crappie I think I've ever had. David took us out on the lake today. We caught these crappie, we cleaned the crappie, and now we've cooked the crappie, and the last thing to do is to eat them. Man, they're so good. Thanks for joining us today here on bootprints.tv. We've had a great time out on the lake. David, I really appreciate putting us on the crappie. Wow, what a spectacular day Ken and I have had, and I have a feeling we'll be coming back.
Oh, and you're welcome. And I tell you what, it's been an honor to have you all and, you know, do this show. And hopefully it'll show some people out there what Green River Lake has to offer. And very few places, as I said throughout the day, can you go and catch the number of crappie that we have here.
I am a believer.
Yes, sir.
We'll see you next time right here on bootprints.tv.